The Da Vinci Code is one of Dan Brown's most celebrated works, a gripping thriller that blends mystery, history, religion, and art into a tightly woven narrative. With its rich blend of fact and fiction, the novel begins with a murder inside the Louvre Museum, then expands into a vast web of religious conspiracies centered on a hidden secret that could potentially shatter the very foundations of Christianity. Chapter 1. Murder in the Heart of the Louvre. The story opens with a chilling murder. Jacques Saunière, curator of the Louvre, is found dead inside the museum under mysterious circumstances. Before dying, Saunière leaves behind cryptic messages using his own blood and body positioning. These messages include Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man and a baffling phrase, "Find Robert Langdon." Enter the protagonist, Robert Langdon, a Harvard professor of religious symbology who happens to be in Paris for a lecture. He is called in for questioning by the police, as his name appears in Saunière's dying message. It soon becomes clear that Saunière was a member of a secretive organization known as the Priory of Sion, which safeguards a truth so profound it could rewrite the story of Christianity. Revelation. We're introduced to another key figure, Sophie Neveu, a cryptographer with the French police, and Saunière's estranged granddaughter. Sophie believes her grandfather's dying message was intended specifically for her, and suspects that the truth behind his death is deeply personal. Sophie helps Langdon escape from police custody, and together they embark on a quest to decipher Saunière's cryptic clues, including a sophisticated device called a cryptex, a cylindrical puzzle containing a secret message protected by a password. If the password is wrong, the internal vinegar destroys the parchment. Chapter 3. Knights Templar and Ancient Secrets. As they flee and investigate, the clues begin to reveal a shocking thesis. Saunière was guarding a secret involving the Holy Grail, which, according to the novel, is not a chalice, but a sacred woman. The Grail, it turns out, is a symbol for Mary Magdalene, who, according to this controversial theory, was not a repentant sinner, but rather the wife of Jesus Christ and the bearer of his bloodline. This truth was suppressed by the Church for centuries. Langdon and Sophie's journey takes them to iconic locations such as Temple Church in London, Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland, and various Gothic sites rich in religious and artistic symbolism linking Da Vinci, the Priory, the Church, and the mysterious Knights Templar. Chapter 4. The Grey Character. Lee Teabing. They seek the help of Sir Lee Teabing, a wealthy British historian and Grail expert living in France. Teabing presents a compelling case. Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper allegedly contains hidden codes and visual clues, specifically that the person seated to Jesus' right is not John the Apostle, but Mary Magdalene. Teabing explains how countless symbols in art and architecture repeatedly represent the sacred feminine, often obscured or destroyed throughout history. The Church, according to him, deliberately replaced the feminine divine with patriarchal dominance. However, the major twist occurs when it is revealed that Teabing himself is the true villain of the story. He orchestrated Saunière's murder and manipulated the albino monk Silas to achieve his goal of discovering and exposing the Grail, not to protect it, but to use it for his own ideological agenda. Chapter 5. Opus Dei and Blind Zealotry. One of the most controversial elements in the novel is the portrayal of Opus Dei, a real-life Catholic organization depicted here as militant and conspiratorial, seeking to suppress the Grail's truth to preserve church authority. Silas, the albino monk and assassin, becomes a symbol of religious fanaticism, utterly convinced that he is serving God's will. In reality, he's being manipulated by Teabing, who uses faith as a weapon. Chapter 6. From Paris to London to Scotland, Langdon and Sophie's journey continues as they decode clues and evade pursuit. Each step reveals something new about the Grail, Sophie's past, and the religious truth that has been suppressed. They travel to London, where they find evidence at the National Gallery, then to Temple Church, founded by the Knights Templar, and onward to the buried church, where they discover new keys. Finally, they arrive at Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland. At Rosslyn, Sophie learns that her family did not die as she had believed, but that she is the last living descendant of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. This is a pivotal moment of discovery, not just for Sophie, but for the entire quest for truth. Chapter 7. Open ending and philosophical reflection. The conflict resolves with Teabing's arrest, but the ultimate secret, the bloodline of Christ, remains undisclosed to the world. Langdon and Sophie choose not to reveal it. This choice underscores one of the novel's central themes: faith is more powerful than proof. Religious truth, they conclude, often lies not in documents or relics, but in personal belief. In the final scene, Langdon returns alone to the Louvre and descends beneath the inverted glass pyramid, interpreted as a feminine symbol, and feels the presence of the Grail, not as a physical object, but as an eternal symbol of the sacred feminine and hidden truth.